I stood in the corner of my parents' backyard, champagne flute in hand, watching my sister Vanessa work the crowd at their anniversary party. 50 guests. Extended family. My parents' business colleagues. And Vanessa holding court like royalty. "Poor Mara," she said, voice dripping with practiced sympathy. "We've been helping with her little consulting business. She's trying so hard, but you know how these startup things go. Most fail within a year." My mother nodded along, touching a guest's arm. "We support her however we can. Family has to stick together when someone's struggling." I was 32 years old. My little consulting business was Apex Strategic Solutions, a corporate restructuring firm with offices in 12 countries, annual revenue of $340 million, and a client list that included Fortune 100 companies. My personal net worth, according to the documents my wealth manager Caroline had in her briefcase 3 blocks away, was $1.2 billion. My family had no idea. It started 7 years ago when I left my corporate job to start consulting. "It's too risky," Dad had said. "Consulting is oversaturated. You'll be back in 6 months asking for help." Vanessa, 2 years older, worked in middle management at a regional bank. She made $85,000 a year and lived like she made millions, thanks to the $4,000 monthly loans I'd been providing for the past 5 years. "Just until I get promoted," she'd said the first time. "You know how expensive the city is. I need to maintain appearances for my career." Those loans became rent payments, car payments, credit card payoffs, and designer wardrobe investments. I kept receipts of every transfer. Not $1 had been repaid. But Vanessa told everyone she was helping me. And my parents believed her, or pretended to, because it fit their narrative better than acknowledging I'd built something they said would fail. "Mara's so lucky to have family support," Vanessa continued to a group of my parents' golf club friends. "We've been floating her business expenses, helping with her rent. She'd be homeless without us." I wasn't lucky. I was methodical. For 5 years I'd documented every lie, every loan they never intended to repay, every instance where they took credit for my success while claiming I was failing. And 18 months ago, I'd hired a forensic accountant named Robert Tang after discovering something that turned my quiet resentment into cold fury. "Mara," Robert had said, spreading documents across his desk, "your family isn't just taking your money. They're using your credit. Look at this. Credit cards in my name I'd never opened. A home equity line of credit on my condo that I'd never authorized. Business loans for Vanessa's side ventures that listed me as co-signer without my knowledge. Total fraudulent debt, $890,000. They've been forging your signature," Robert explained. "Using your business's success and credit rating to secure loans they have no intention of repaying. If any of these default, you're personally liable." I spent 18 months building a case with Robert, my attorney Michelle Park, and my wealth manager Caroline Foster. Bank records, credit reports, forged documents, security footage from banks showing Vanessa signing loan applications in my name. Tonight the charade ended. I checked my watch. 7:47 p.m. Caroline was due to arrive at 8 p.m. with 3 guests. FBI agent Harrison, bank fraud investigator Linda Chin, and a senior vice president from Goldman Sachs who managed my investment portfolio. "Mara." My mother waved me over to a cluster of her book club friends. "Come tell everyone about your little business." I walked over, smile fixed. The women looked at me with pitying expressions. "Your mother says you're having a tough time," one said gently. "My nephew tried consulting too. He's working at Starbucks now." "It's admirable that you're trying," another added. "Not everyone is cut out for entrepreneurship." My mother patted my shoulder. "We're so proud that she keeps trying, even when it's hard." Vanessa joined us, champagne in hand. "I've been teaching Mara about business strategy. She needs guidance from someone with real corporate experience." Real corporate experience. Vanessa managed a team of 4 people at a mid-tier regional bank. I restructured international corporations and advised CEOs on billion-dollar decisions. "That's generous of you," I said quietly. "Very generous." "Family helps family," Vanessa said, meeting my eyes with that familiar condescending smile. "Right, little sister?" The doorbell rang. My father went to answer it. Through the open French doors I heard Caroline's voice. "Good evening. I'm Caroline Foster, Miss Sterling's wealth manager from Goldman Sachs. I believe I'm expected. The backyard went silent. Goldman Sachs. The words hung in the air like a bomb. Caroline entered the backyard in an impeccable navy suit, followed by Agent Harrison in FBI credentials, Linda Chin with a briefcase full of financial documents, and James Morrison, Senior Vice President of Goldman Sachs Private Wealth Management. What's going on? Dad demanded. Mara, who are these people? Caroline's smile was professional ice. Mr. and Mrs. Sterling, I'm Caroline Foster. I've managed your daughter's investment portfolio for the past 6 years. These are FBI Agent Harrison, bank fraud investigator Linda Chin, and James Morrison from Goldman Sachs. We're here to discuss substantial financial fraud committed against Ms. Sterling. 50 guests turned to stare. Phones came out. The party chatter died completely. Vanessa's champagne flute shook in her hand. Fraud? This is ridiculous. Mara, what? Let's start with the basics, Linda Chin said, opening her briefcase and pulling out documents. Over 5 years, Vanessa Sterling has taken $240,000 from Mara Sterling under the guise of temporary loans. None have been repaid. Additionally, Ms. Vanessa Sterling has committed identity theft by opening 17 credit accounts in Mara's name without authorization. She held up credit card statements. Total fraudulent charges: $890,000. Store cards, business loans, even a home equity line of credit on Mara's condominium, all secured using forged signatures and stolen identity information. My mother gasped. That can't be right. Vanessa wouldn't. We have security footage from 6 different banks showing Vanessa Sterling signing loan applications in her sister's name, Agent Harrison said flatly. We have handwriting analysis confirming forgery. We have electronic records showing the applications originated from Ms. Vanessa Sterling's home and work computers. James Morrison stepped forward. I'm here to provide context about Ms. Mara Sterling's actual financial position, since there seems to be significant confusion. He gestured to me and I felt 50 pairs of eyes burning into my skin. Mara Sterling is the founder and CEO of Apex Strategic Solutions, a global corporate restructuring firm with operations in 12 countries. Annual revenue, $340 million. Ms. Sterling's personal compensation last year was $47 million. Her current investment portfolio, which I manage, is valued at $1.2 billion. The silence was deafening. Then chaos erupted. Billion, someone whispered. With AB, another guest gasped. My mother looked like she might faint. Dad gripped the patio table for support. And Vanessa, beautiful, confident, condescending Vanessa, went absolutely white. That's impossible, she breathed. Mara's consulting business barely breaks even. She needed my help. Your help. I finally spoke. Vanessa, I've been supporting you for 5 years. $4,000 a month. I paid your rent, your car, your credit cards, your designer clothes, for your image at your bank job. Caroline opened a folder. It's worse. Vanessa didn't just take money. She committed fraud. She used Mara's credit rating to get loans she couldn't repay. Linda Chin added, including a $400,000 business loan for a boutique that failed in 8 months. Mara's name was forged as co-signer. When it defaulted, the bank came after Mara's assets. Dad finally spoke. Mara, if you're so successful, why didn't you tell us? Because you never asked, I said. You assumed I failed because that's what you expected. You never looked at what I actually built. I turned to the guests. 7 years ago I quit corporate America. Dad said I'd fail. Mom said I'd be homeless. Vanessa told everyone I needed her help. But I didn't fail. I built a global consulting firm. I restructured Fortune 100 companies. I made deals worth billions. I hired 340 people in 12 countries. I made more money than anyone here can imagine. And while I did that, my family stole from me. They told everyone I was struggling while they used my name to commit fraud. James Morrison connected his tablet to the patio screen. Financial files appeared. Assets, property valuations. Ms. Sterling owns real estate in 7 countries, he said. She holds stock in 43 companies. Her liquid assets are over $600 million. This woman wasn't being helped, she was being exploited. Agent Harrison stepped forward. Vanessa Sterling, you're under arrest for identity theft, wire fraud, and forgery. You have the right to remain silent. Wait. Vanessa shouted. Mom. Dad. Tell them it's a misunderstanding. Mara said I could use her name. Show them, I said. Show where I gave permission to forge 17 credit applications or co-sign a loan for a boutique I didn't know about. She said nothing. Mom cried. She's your sister. Family doesn't do this to family. You're right, I said. But she did it to me. And you both let it happen because you believed I was weak. Linda Chin addressed everyone. The evidence is overwhelming. Security footage, bank records, forged signatures. Miss Sterling faces up to 30 years in prison. As Vanessa was handcuffed, she glared at me. You're destroying your sister over money? I'm not destroying anything, I said. I'm stopping you from destroying me. Caroline pulled another file. We'll also file a civil suit for $240,000 in unpaid loans plus interest. All fraudulent debts will transfer to Vanessa. Mara's credit will be cleared. Vanessa is responsible for $890,000 in total charges. Dad stepped forward. Mara, we didn't know. We thought Vanessa was helping you. You believed what was easy, I said. It was easier than admitting you were wrong about me. Easier than seeing that your risky daughter succeeded beyond your imagination. Phones were out now. Guests recording. This would be online within hours. Everyone would know the truth. Mom whispered, "What happens now?" Vanessa faces trial, Agent Harrison said. Her assets will be seized. She'll serve time. Her banking career is over. Dad looked at me, part respect, part fear. What do you want? I want what I earned, I said. A life where my success is respected. Where my family doesn't steal from me. Where I'm not treated like a failure while being robbed. I looked around. For years they said I was struggling. But the truth is, I was the one holding this family up. And they mistook kindness for weakness. Caroline closed her briefcase. Miss Sterling, we have a board meeting in the morning. I nodded and set down my glass. As I turned to leave, Mom grabbed my arm. Mara, please. Can't we fix this? I pulled away. There's nothing to fix. The truth is out. The fraud is proven. And for the first time in 7 years, my money stays mine. But we're family, she cried. Then you should have treated me like it, I said. 3 months later, Vanessa pleaded guilty. 7 years in federal prison. $1.13 million in restitution. Her banking career, gone. Her reputation ruined. Everyone who once believed her lies knew the truth now. My parents' marriage didn't survive the scandal. Dad moved to Arizona. Mom sold the house and downsized to a condo. Their social circle evaporated once the story went viral. Local woman steals $890,000 from billionaire sister while claiming to help her. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt tired. And free. I promoted my COO to president of Apex Strategic Solutions and stepped back to focus on venture capital investments. Started a foundation funding women entrepreneurs whose families doubted them. The application asked, "Has anyone ever called your success lucky?" I funded 200 businesses in the first year. And every time I signed a grant check, I thought about that party. 50 guests watching my family's lies collapse in real time. Watching Vanessa get arrested while claiming to have helped me. Watching my parents realize their struggling daughter was a billionaire they'd been exploiting for years. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. Sometimes it's just letting the truth speak for itself. Loudly. Publicly. Undeniably.